Most people climb through life today with a 100-pound backpack tied to their back. And this backpack isn't something that we can, see, but it doesn't take long when you start talking to the person that you start to realize, hey, man, like you're not just the person that I'm talking to, but you're everything that happened to you in the past. We've all met people like this. We've all met people who are completely stuck on what previously happened to them, or they're stuck at their previous past achievements, or they're stuck with something that their ex told them like 5 or 6 years ago. These kinds of people very fascinate me, and they fascinate me for a single reason. That's actually the theme of this video, wherein we are so hell-bent on identifying ourselves with some particular identity, or we are so hell-bent on identifying ourselves with something that we are prepared to pay the huge price of completely bolstering our potential in the process. So what I mean by that is, a lot of us, I mean, most people in the world today, they go through life with a lot of attachments. Attachment to religion, attachment to money, attachment to the clients they have, attachment to the business, attachment to the person they love, just attachment after attachment after an attachment. In this very process, what is happening is you are building yourself an imaginary center from which you are viewing the world, or viewing life, so to say. This center, I think Carl Jung popularly calls it the ego, but it's basically an imagined self that you create. Right? So, for example, if my name is Madesh, if I identify myself as being Madesh, then it's like that imagined self that I have created. I am not the word Madesh. I'm not the label or the term Madesh. I'm way more beyond the term. But when I limit myself to this very term of Madesh, I basically morph my entire potential into what this word entails. You see this happen so many times in people's lives, wherein they get so attached to a particular identity that anything different, or any different POV, if you just run it by them, they kind of instantly start getting defensive. Even if you acknowledge their POV to start with, even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, they're always defensive when you say something that opposes their worldview, or opposes their religion, or opposes anything that they hold so near and dear to their heart. This concept of the self, this concept of the ego or the self, or whatever you want to call it, is what is detrimenting most people right now. And if you're watching this video, that's what I want to dig into. More than just listening to me, I want you to start paying attention to how you are reacting when you're hearing me say all of these things, right? Who is the person that is listening to this? Who is the person? Do you identify yourself with any particular identity? Or as you're watching this video, are you constantly in your head asking yourself questions like, hey, why is this person saying this? Or hey, why is this person saying that? Are you constantly in your head? Or are you watching this video without any thought, and are you experiencing this video as it is? The reason why I asked that question is the two spectrums that I drew. The first spectrum is when you are actually operating from that realm called the self. When your mind is constantly chattering, when your mind is constantly critiquing me, saying that I am X or I am Y or I am Z or whatever I'm saying is wrong, when it is doing all of those things, you are not watching me anymore. All you're watching is your version of me, which is not me at all, right? So I can say anything. Even if I tell you something that genuinely works for me, and it could easily work for you as well, since you're viewing me from that point of view of, that point of judgment, or that point of center that you have developed for yourself, you will no longer hear my words for what they are, or the feeling they entail. The second type is what I absolutely love, which is you are only experiencing the video, you're here with me, you're watching the video, and all you're doing is just listening to the words and the feeling that it evokes in you. That doesn't just explain your experience of the video, but that explains your experience of life as well. And so many of us, most people, they go through life with that center, and because they go through life with that horrible center, what they do is any experience that happens to them, they attach labels to it. This is good, this is bad, this is not helpful, this is hard, this is easy. So many labels, and what they do in this very attachment of labels, they miss the experience altogether. Life in and of itself and nature does not have morality. It's the concept of morality doesn't exist for life, doesn't exist for the universe, doesn't exist for a nature, so to say. They just exist, they just happen, right? Morality as a concept itself is a construct developed by us to help make sense of the world. Now, by no means is that bad, but that does mean that sometimes when you have to see a situation, your mind's natural inclination will jump to the labeling part to, break down the situation for comprehension rather than actually just letting the situation be and understanding it in its full, raw, complex nature. My invitation to you, I think I've made a lot of invitations to you in the last few videos, but my genuine, sincere invitation to you in this video is to just start living life, going through experiences in that very raw nature, without having any thought, without having any expectation, without having any hope attached to it. The world is filled with enough people telling you to have hope. My message to you in this video is don't have hope. Kill the very concept of hope altogether. Because the only point at which a concept like hope emerges is when you need it. What if your life is good as it is? What if you've accepted your life and your current situation for what it is completely? Do you still need hope? Do you still need faith? And on that question of hope and faith, isn't the very concept of hope and faith having an expectation of things to go a certain way and then letting the universe play out how it's supposed to play out? All those questions are for you to actually reflect on and to actually make you think. That's also something that we don't do very often nowadays. We just accept things as they come. We don't really think about it. We don't really reflect on it. We don't really step back and view the validity of a sentence coming from someone or a concept coming from someone. We are so hungry for knowledge that in the very process of knowledge acquisition, we don't question it enough. And that's my invitation to you in this video. I'm leaving it to you after this. I think I'll share a lot of things in this video about how you can live without a self. Even if you don't fancy the idea completely, try it for a day. See how it goes. For a second, put aside your expectations, put aside what you're supposed to, put aside your responsibilities, and just be brutally honest, 1000% brutally honest with what you need in the moment and who you currently are. And if you're only going to try it out for a day, for example, live that day completely to your heart's content, however you want to. If you want to work, go right ahead. If you want to exercise, go right ahead. But only do things that you want to in that day. And at the end of the day, reflect on how it would look like if you lived every single day in that manner. I'll leave you with that thought. That's a small experiment that you can try in your own time. But if you like this format of videos, feel free to let me know. I like reflecting with you these videos also. If at all you think that this video can be useful to someone you know or some family member, so to say, feel free to send this over to them and drop me a text if you do send them, because else I wouldn't know that you are marketing me behind my back. If you like this video, drop a like, and let's see you in the next video. If you have any questions, drop it down below. But until next time, take care and good luck if you're gonna try this out. Peace.